Good day, Ms. Plummer. My name is Shamar Hernandez, and I'll be presenting on the report of Rastafari by Augur Nettleford et al. The purpose of this report is to investigate and document the beliefs and practices and social conditions of Rastafari in Kingston, to clarify misconceptions and offer an informed academic perspective to counter fear and misinformation about Rastafari, to advise this government on possible policies or social interventions. I'll be doing key findings. The key findings are original beliefs. The Rastafari movement emerged as a religio-political response to colonial oppression, racism, and economic hardship. Central belief. One of them is central belief. Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, crowned in 1930s, revered as the Messiah and living God. Ethiopia is reviewed as the promised land and symbol of African pride and resistance. Another example is social conditions of key findings. Most Rastafarians were poor, unemployed, and underdeveloped, and lived in urban ghettos under harsh conditions. They often faced police harassment, social marginalization, and discrimination. Lifestyles and practices is my third findings. It included dreadlocks, the use of ganja, marijuana as a sacrament of vegetation diets, example Ital food, and rejection of Western social norms, called Babylon. Rastafari emphasized black consciousness, self-reliance, and reputations to Africa. Very important in Rastafarian Africa society and development. Another key finding, and the final one, is public perceptions. Rastafarians were often viewed by the wider society as dangerous, mad, or criminal, largely due to ignorance and stereotypes. The report found little evidence to support widespread fears of violence or subversions of violence. Recommendations include education and dialogue, promote understanding between the Rastafari movement and mainstream society. Social reform addresses the underlying poverty, unemployment, and lack of opportunity that contributed to the rise of Rastafari. Tolerant policing cautions against policing brutally and recommended more respectful treatment of Rastafarians. The final one is cultural engagement. Recognize Rastafari as a legitimate expression of Afro-Caribbean identity and resistance. The significance of all this is that this was one of the first serious academic studies of Rastafari. It helped lay the groundwork for greater acceptance and understanding of the movement. It also positioned Rastafari within a broader discussion of post-colonial identity, religion, and resistance in the Caribbean. My sources were Source, UE, Mona, Library Catalog, Report in Rastafari Movement in Kingston, Jamaica, and my other one was the College of the West Indies in 1960 at the library. That is the end of my presentation. Have a nice day, Ms. Plummer.